What's going on, YouTube? It's that dude named Dave, and I am back with another video. Before we get started here, I need you guys to do a few things for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. I am on the road to 20,000 subscribers. It's a big goal, large goal, but it is my goal. You can also show your support by that $ down below that's flashing there. That's the super feature. Super chat, super thanks, super stickers. We also have the Cash App in the description box below, $ that dude named Dave, as well as the memberships. Hey guys, I'm just trying to keep the lights on. Anyway, enough about me. I know you guys don't care about that. The reason why you clicked on this video, we're coming to Candace Owens. Let me be honest, guys. I just want to put this out there for the record. I do not agree with so much stuff that Candace Owens has said over the years, so much janky mess that she's put out there. But here's the thing about content creation or people who host their shows and people who talk for a living. They're going to say some things that eventually we might agree with here. And that's the complexity about human beings, where that just because we don't believe on other things here, there could be some items that we do rock with here. And in this particular notion, it's about Kamala Harris and her birth lineage, basically just cosplaying in our face with FBA brothers and sisters trying to tell us that she's black when we know what the real issue is and what the situation is. She is not black, but for some reason, when we look at her father, they say that he's Jamaican. People always want to go to the point that, well, that's the reason why she's black. But Candace Owens has been doing some major homework and deep dive on her channel. Some people may not agree with what she's been doing or saying, but no one has disputed the information that she has researched here. And in this video, we're going to react to her finally getting Kamala Harris' birth certificate. That will break down so much information, and it's kind of funny and ironic that she is now just getting this after the election's over, but she has been going after the Jamaican government trying to receive this documentation. So let's get to the video, and we're gonna try to make this make sense.
Wanted Donald's birth certificate to confirm that he was even the son of Oscar Joseph Harris and Beryl. We put in the request. We put in the request again. We heard nothing back. We were paying for it to be expedited. We were supposed to get it within 3 to 5 days. We did not receive it within 3 to 5 days. And the election is over. And lo and behold, Jamaica's registrar's office sends us Donald's birth certificate. Drum roll, please. I'm going to show you this birth certificate right now up on the screen. Look at this, okay? And you can see this is very new. I'm also holding this here in my hand. It's very, very new. Okay, not a big deal. You have to reissue the birth certificate. You're not going to send me an original copy. But we're going to get closer here and notice some things that are very, very wrong about this birth certificate. The first thing being his name. We have been searching this entire time, and he is known publicly as Donald Jasper Harris. The birth certificate that we have, and we can confirm that his birthday is correct. We have August of 1938, August 23rd, 1938. That is, in fact, Donald Jasper Harris's birthday. But this man's name is Donald Joseph Harris, which just throws us for a loop. Who is Joseph? Where did the Joseph come from? Did he change his name to Joseph, or did he change his name to Jasper? We are unclear about this. Then we are just utterly shocked at the lack of information on this birth certificate, okay? Let's scroll down here. There is no father listed at all. Father does not exist on this birth certificate, so we cannot confirm that she is from Oscar Joseph Harris's family, although in her book she says that she is. We cannot confirm what age he was at her birth because he's not there, his occupation, nothing. We've got almost the same amount of no information regarding the mother, but we have Beryl Finnegan listed. It won't tell us whether or not she had children prior, doesn't exist. It will not tell us. Oh, also, I should just point out here, her name is spelled Beyril, Finnegan. And that just makes me instantly go, why would Kamala not know how to spell her grandmother's name? Wouldn't you know how to spell she spells it in her book Beryl. So are we to believe that the birth registrar of Jamaica got it wrong? And now I know in my mind, I said, okay, well, you'd play this and say, well, maybe you're dealing with people that didn't know how to read. No. This was a remarkably educated family. Donald himself is remarkably educated. We know this. That's why he's a professor. It's why he's been a writer. He's written prolifically throughout his entire life. This is not that family that didn't know how to read and write. And plus, again, here we have is an updated copy that was manually typed in. Let's pull that back up again. So all we have is her first and last name, Beryl Finnegan, spelled in a way that we have never seen it spelled before. Occupation domestic, that could mean anything. It could mean she didn't have a job, she was working at home. We don't know what exactly that means, but they give us nothing else, not even her age at birth, which is remarkably suspicious. But the biggest thing here, which makes this almost a joke, I am not kidding when I say almost a joke, there is no witness to this birth, and it is not signed by a registrar. Guys, it's not signed by a registrar. Let me just slow this down for you. This means that this is not a birth certificate. This means no one was here and the birth certificate office didn't sign this and it wasn't registered.
Well, let's pause it for a moment. I want my tribe to digest this here, because so far at this point here, she received an authentic copy of his birth certificate. We're seeing so much information missing here. So we're already getting blanks. And now we're finding out this additional information. So what do you guys think so far? Because it looks like we're going down the rabbit hole of additional jankiness on the Kamala Harris side. Let's go.
Every single birth certificate that we have seen throughout this entire series, from birth certificates from the 1800s, not even kidding, when we're looking at people that were born in 1880, 1885, all the way through to the 20th century in Jamaica, we have always had, here's just a sample one of who we thought was Beryl initially, but now we have our questions. You can see there is always a person that is present that signs off as the registrar of births, right? Because otherwise you haven't registered the birth. Okay, a birth registrar is a government official that is responsible for recording a child's birth details. So they officially document their existence, they document their identity, they create that birth certificate, right? You have to go through either a local health department or the government to get that. You go into the office, hello, I'm the birth registrar, I'm here. Hi, this is my son who was born a month ago. Can we get a birth? Sure. And then they have to sign off. There is no one that has signed off on that. There is no witness who was present, which usually you're legally required to have a witness. I could accept this if there was no witness, but at least a registrar who had signed off on it. There is none. So what are we looking at? What are we looking at? By the way, I want to point out that it tells us that this document, which was produced weeks after he was allegedly born. He's allegedly born on the 23rd of August in 1938. It lists that, and I'm just trying to find where this is. Yeah, you can see that in that last segment there, the November 4th, 1938, right next to the signature of the registrar. It says that that certificate was made months later in November, but there was no, it wasn't registered and there was no witness. So how the hell is this in Jamaica's system at all? That is my question, okay? Now, to be clear at the bottom there, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but we have it signed from the current person who is leading up the registrar office, and his name is Desmond Davis. So we have a signature as of who it was that printed and signed off this document and sent it to us, because there has to be a registrar. There's no time period. There's just a gap. Again, because there'd be no other explanation as to why you would go in and get the document in the first place. It would just be you with a blank document saying, I witnessed something and I have a child and no one else is here and no one else is signing off on it. What is this?
Okay, guys, let me just let that pause and digest for a second. I hate to say this here. Candace is cooking right now. We can't deny what she received from the Jamaican government regarding this birth certificate here. All the missing information, the fact that this was filed at least a month or so after he was born. There is no register there. There is no witness there. So we're looking at the one side of Kamala Harris' fathers trying to tell us, well, he's black. How do we confirm that if his information is completely blank and missing here? Hey, I hate to say it here. Let's let it cook some more here, because she's gotten the receipts here. Let's continue.
What is this? I am asking this question. This is extremely problematic, and it's not making my brain go in ways that I'm just fully in conspiracy land here. I gotta be honest with you guys. My brain is not going, oh, let me make sense of this. Yeah, that's totally normal. Every single person in Jamaica had to have a sign off in the registrar's office in order to get a certificate, except for this one person who is the father of someone who was close to becoming a United States president, except for this one guy. It's always been this way, except for this one guy who was involved in communist circles, who I have never felt really was Kamala's father on the basis of their relationship, on the basis of so many other things, or lack of a relationship, rather. And now I'm wondering, again, well, we've been wondering since the very beginning, who the hell is Donald Harris? Where the hell was Donald Harris born? When the hell did Donald Harris change his name from or to Donald Jasper, from or to Donald Joseph? And why the hell would they send us this? Why would they send us this? This does not prove that he was born in Jamaica. In fact, it proves the exact opposite. It proves that somebody had a leg in that office and just typed this up and had it printed. And who is Beryl? Because I think that spelling is quite unique. B-E-Y is quite unique. It leads me to believe that that Beryl's birth certificate that we just brought up earlier is not the right Beryl. It's not the right Beryl. I think that the correct Beryl is spelled B-E-Y. And there was a Beryl Finnegan who had a birth certificate and was spelled B-E-Y-R-L. Her name was Beryl Pauline Finnegan. And I can show you her birth certificate. Were we able to pull that up, Skylar? Beryl Pauline Finnegan, here she is. We have her, by the way, also on records coming from the UK, and that's it. This young woman was born in 1924, which would mean that she would have had to have given birth to Donald Harris when she was 14. That seems exceedingly young. She's listed as, or the rank rather, of her father. Her father was a cultivator. It says her mother's name is Louise Finnegan, formerly Williams. I was able to corroborate all of this. We have her, okay, in Alexandria, St. Anne. That's where we have this birth certificate from. This could be the Beryl that we're looking for, but I can't find any more of her. Don't worry, I am going to spend the weekend looking for it because I'm now totally invested in trying to figure out what is going on, because it almost feels to me, after having spoken to Donald's family, learning about how quiet he was, how private he was, how involved in the communist circles he was, learning about her mother, her involvement potentially with MK Ultra, psychological conditioning, it almost seems to me like they just plopped Kamala and her father in a random family line. And it's just a secret because, again, he only has one full sibling, and that full sibling is equally, Kenneth, the one that she mentions, equally as secretive as he is. And apparently, according to his family members, his siblings, he's disappeared without a trace.
Okay, on that note, we'll stop the video here. She did this on her recent podcast here, and it's over an hour plus long. So here's what I'll do here. I'll drop the link in the description box below because we got to show love to the content creators who we're reacting to here so you guys can check out the full information. Man, oh man, guys, what do y'all think about this? Whether you hate her or you like Candace Owens here, the one thing if you haven't done your due diligence, if you go to her channel, she is not only doing the homework and the research, she is bringing receipts. And these are things that we've all been questioning regarding Kamala Harris here. Because here's the one thing, when we go to her mother's side of the family, she is on the fact that she is Indian. Matter of fact, when she was on Mindy Katlin's cooking show, you could pull it up on YouTube, what was one of the things that struck out that she said? She said, Mindy Kaling looked just like her aunts. I don't know about you, but I'm FBA here. I don't have any aunts that look like Mindy Kaling. What are we talking about here? And so since we know we don't have to focus on her mother's side of the family, the thing about her blackness then would have to reside on her father's side of the family, saying that he's Jamaican. But here's the thing. She has the birth certificate. There's been additional research. There's been people who know of the family who has been questioning the things that's been occurring that Kamala's been saying. Even in her book where she took a picture with her supposed grandmother, but how was that her grandmother in that picture when Kamala's around like 19 or 20 years old? But when the birth records come out, her grandmother died when she was 4 years old. So we're looking at a picture that she was having a picture with the help. So we also look at some other items too as well, that if we don't know his background, his lineage, the question where he was born, not a registrar, not even a witness. And then here's another funny note, guys. Kamala Harris was so close to being the most powerful person in the world. How is it that her father is nowhere to be seen? The fact that he's only made one comment during the whole campaign. We didn't see him talk about her, big up, or no public appearances. And here's another thing that I'm kind of funny feeling about the situation here. He is an open communist. Now, in this country, historically, even if you are not a communist, the mere association of that there would bring so much scrutiny, whether you're running for public office or a public job or things of that nature. But that was never even brought up here. But then let's look at the other items here. Just because you're Jamaican doesn't mean that you're black. If you do your homework in genealogy and in history and research, you will know that so much DNA from Jamaicans do come from Irish ancestry. And that's what Candace Owens is breaking down, that Candace Owens' father comes from Irish slave masters. So here's what I'm talking about here. Just because you're Jamaican doesn't mean there's white Jamaicans, doesn't mean that there's not black Jamaicans, doesn't mean that there's not Irish Jamaicans or Indian Jamaicans or Chinese Jamaicans here. The point is they're Jamaican first, and then they may claim something else afterwards here. But just because they look like they're black, Jamaicans is not going to claim that here. And there's this many question marks. We need to look at that saying, she's not like us. We could end the discussion. She's not FBA. She is not a foundational black American here where that we can trace her lineage through slavery from that time for freemen here. Her family comes from another country and other descent here. So why are we allowing someone to cosplay and smile and laugh in our faces when it comes to our culture, our lineage here? She is not of that. There's nothing wrong with her being of Asian and Indian descent here. The thing is, why is it convenient when she was running for office that she was black, but anytime that she had any accomplishment, she never referenced black, or she would say she is from Indian descent? But hey guys, what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. Let's open up the dialogue. I want to hear what you guys got to say about this here. Comment, like, subscribe, and click on that bell notification below. I want to hear about my commentary. What do you think about Candace Owens and this deep dive here? And even though that the race is over, isn't it kind of funny that it has been very quiet on the Kamala Harris side and that they have never disputed any of the information that Candace Owens has reported here, so that she has been doing all this work here? I'm curious what you guys got to say here. But on that note, guys, I'm that dude named Dave. See y'all later, YouTube world.